Hi, I am Clancy Peiris, the Senior Learning Development Manager at CIMA. This video is aimed at providing our CIMA Professional Qualification students with useful information which will help you to manage time in objective test assessments, or OTs as we will call them in this video. In any OT assessment, you will get 60 questions and you are allowed 90 minutes to answer them. This means roughly 90 seconds are available for each question. But some questions will require more or less reading time, consideration, thinking or calculation time than others. This balances out over the course of the test. The questions are presented uniquely to each student in a random order. For instance, one candidate's exam may start with a short multiple choice question, while another candidate's exam for the same subject may start with a sequence of 2 or 3 number entry questions from a shared data. A range of question styles are used to assess your knowledge and competencies of the entire syllabus. All questions earn equal marks, but the time management strategy is based on the question style and time required for reading, thinking, and calculations for each question. Here are some hints to manage your time in OT assessments. For effective use of time during the OT exam, all OT questions can be grouped into one of the 4 categories. The first category is, as you see here, short questions where you feel confident about the content, there are no calculations, and is presented simply. Therefore, you may answer such questions quickly, say within few seconds. The second category is longer questions where you need a bit of time to read the information, but you may feel confident about the approach required. So you may also answer these type of questions quickly. The third category is short questions where you may feel less confident because you will need to give more consideration and you may need more careful thought or may involve workings or calculations. Such questions will require a little more time than the first or 2 types of questions. The fourth category is longer questions with more complex data where you need to consider the approach required to answer the questions more carefully. Such questions may require extra time as these questions may involve more thinking or workings. With pre-exam practice, you should learn to identify the category into which each question falls. In an objective test exam, there are 3 key features that are particularly helpful in managing your time and in handling the 4 categories of questions I explained earlier. 2 features are on each of the question screens. Those are the flag button and the flag for review button. The third feature is the review screen that will appear after the last question. I will explain how to use these features effectively for time management in OT assessments. You can easily navigate between the questions by pressing the previous or next buttons on the bottom edge of the screen. The next button will move you from the present question to the next question. The previous button will move you from the present question to the question you attempted previously. The previous and next buttons can be selected by using the computer mouse to move the cursor or combination of keys on your computer keyboard. For example, to move on to the next question, you should press the N key while holding down the Alt key. You will have the opportunity to practice this in the compulsory 15-minute tutorial prior to every OT assessment. During the course of the assessment, you can flag questions that you wish to return to later. If you flag a question, a flag will appear next to the question on the review screen that you will see after the last question. You must review questions you have flagged during the time allowed for your assessment. No extra time will be given for reviewing your answers. You can select questions for review whether you have answered them or not. The review screen is automatically displayed at the end of the last question. However, this review screen can also be accessed at any time during the assessment by selecting the navigator button in the bottom right hand of the screen. This means that you don't have to wait until the end of the assessment to access the review screen. On the review screen, the button in the lower right hand of the screen will offer you three choices. You can first review all your questions and answers. Secondly, review questions that are incomplete. For example, questions you have not attempted or partly answered. Thirdly, review questions that are flagged for review. Alternatively, you can click on a question number if you wish to go directly to that question. I will explain the recommended approach to manage your time in OT assessments. First, take about 10 to 15 minutes to click Next through all 60 questions, identifying and answering the questions in categories 1 and 2 which I explained earlier. That is, short questions that can be answered quickly and confidently. These include brief knowledge and definition multiple choice questions where the correct answer can be identified immediately. At the end of the first run through, you may have answered 10 to 15 questions with confidence. This confidence will allow you to relax a little and approach the remaining questions more calmly. Next, go to the review screen. Use the function Review Incomplete Items in the review screen. Identify questions from category 3, those where you know the approach to answering and also know that you would prefer to have less time pressure in answering. Such questions would include those requiring analysis of a short scenario or set of data or calculations where you know what those calculations need to be. Depending on the subject being examined, this could get you up to another 20 to 30 questions complete in around 30 to 40 minutes. Use the function Review Incomplete Items again, this time tackling the questions in category 4, those where you know that you have to think in more detail about the options or workings. Do not spend too long on any question, maximum of 3 minutes. If you think you need more time to review a question, submit your best answer and click the flag button so that you can review the question in any time remaining after all questions have been attempted. Finally, use any remaining time to review flag questions, making sure that you consider the options or calculations carefully. After 85 minutes, a window will pop up to alert you that there are 5 minutes remaining. You are strongly advised during this time to return to the review screen. Click Review Incomplete Items and ensure that answer is submitted for every question. In any remaining time, review any questions which remain flagged. At the end of the 90 minutes available, the exam will close down automatically. All complete answers, including those which have been flagged, will be recorded for scoring. Any question which are incomplete will earn no marks. Select the End Review button in the review screen to exit the review section. You will receive 3 messages to confirm that you are ready to end your review and exit the test. Please note that you should only click End Review when you wish to exit the assessment. Once you end the review, you cannot go back and review or change any of your answers to the questions. Therefore, you should only click End Review when you are sure that you have submitted all your responses. When all sections of your assessment have been completed, click the End Exam button to end the assessment. This completes the assessment process. Shortly after you complete your assessment, you will receive your provisional results at the test center. 48 hours later, these results will be ratified and appear on your CIMA account. For more information on understanding results for objective test, please visit www.cimaglobal.com/results. I hope that this video has been helpful in planning your time management for objective test exams. We wish you all the best for your future studies. Thank you.